So we've got Birthday Boy Dan here with us. Birthday Boy, how are you doing? You're playing up because you've already accosted a young lady down the road. You're taking the mick out of poor old Theo, who's had his ACL done. You need to behave yourself. Baby Guinnesses don't suit you, or is it a Jaeger bomb?
I feel like I've been told off by my dad.
Right, okay.
Can we get back to football, please?
Yeah, we can. Arsenal Southampton, Rambo comes back. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are, sing his name at the start, get over it. Bigger deal today, 3 points. Don't take them for granted. It's a Premier League side. We've got to win it. We've got to get 3 points. And if we get a few goals, we need more because goal difference is huge. So thanks, Rambo. Thanks for what you did. Sing his name. I appreciate everything you've done. But minute one goes out the window.
Del?
Yeah, I 100% agree. The guy, everyone loved him. No one wanted to see him leave, but Arteta's been proved right. And hopefully he's going to be picking the ball out 3, 4, 5 times today, and that's what he's done on that.
So what we done our score predictions. I done 4-0. What did you go?
I think I put 4. I think I put 4 as well. Yeah.
I went 4, but that was a nice to Ramsdale 4. Genuinely, I think 5 or 6 today, if we're on form. You look at that Southampton side, they've tried to play from the back a lot at the beginning of the season. It hasn't been great. They give the ball up a lot, they make a lot of mistakes, and there's been a lot of criticism towards Ramsdale. He hasn't covered himself in glory so far this season. But let's hope he continues as that way, and then after the game picks up again.
The defence in front of him have something to pick up on there as well.
He's also made mistakes, so have they. Look, the defence have made mistakes in losing the ball. He's made mistakes in his positioning, and I think his shot stopping's not been great for Southampton. But I'm not surprised. Look, he's probably low on confidence from when he left the club. He got dropped out of nowhere. A lot of people have made a big deal out of that. He has been dropped out of nowhere, but has been proved right by Raya. But he needs a confidence boost, just not today.
I think you can see his confidence was shot to an extent because the interview he gave recently, he was saying, his wife was saying, you've been on TV 4 or 5 times again. Every time the ball was going in or Raya made a mistake, the camera was panning to Ramsdale every single time. And it's clearly played on his mind. He's been talking about it this week. So
It's interesting what he said, to be honest, because he had said about comparison of does he want to play 450 games in the Premier League or does he want to play 150 but win the league twice? And he's like, I'd rather play. And that shows about him what he wants. He just wants to play football. He loves football, obviously. Arteta made a few comments in his match conference about how it wasn't dealt with maturely, and I wonder what was going on there.
The Ramsdale-Raya situation.
Yeah,
I don't think it was dealt maturely by.
But I wonder what he meant by that.
But I don't think it was dealt maturely by Arteta himself, because he came out with the silly comments about I'll substitute a keeper at 60 minutes and so on.
Do you know what? I don't agree.
No, because Arteta was still learning the job.
Yes, but I think what he meant by that was both keepers have a chance to play, and it isn't I've brought in a new keeper and you're out. But he obviously saw something in training where he said Raya is the number 1, and for me, he's absolutely proved it since then. I don't think I can argue with him, but I think he left it open in a way that both could play. I think maybe he got a few little bits wrong in the media.
So
for me, not a big deal though.
No, not a big deal, but we're all talking about it because we do think a lot of Aaron, and like we met his dad on the away trips and everything else, and he's a really good family and everything else. But Southampton have been a bit of a bogey team for us at times. Do you fear that it was 3-3, I think, the last meeting at the Emirates? Do you see any threat?
Don't fear anyone. There could be not a single team that comes to this stadium, Man City, anyone, Real Madrid in Europe. We showed on Tuesday night that I think we've grown as a team, that when we need to dominate and control, we can. When we need to dig in and sit in a low block, we can. They're a bigger test to come to PSG. We need to bring it away. But at home, I don't fear anyone coming to us.
I've got a question for you guys as well. So there's a lot of talk about Ramsdale and Raya and who should do this, who should do that. When do you ever hear that about anybody else on the pitch? About who's at right back, who's at left back, who's going to play forward? You don't really, do you? There's not so much of a debate as to who's playing and why they're playing.
I suppose you could go into Zinchenko and there are players that do instigate debate.
But people expect rotation on the pitch, but they don't expect rotation in goal. Why is that?
Because you always have your number 1. And
of course. But the problem is, this is what we were saying before, so Arteta made a rod for his own back by saying
that was dealt with immaturely.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I sort of agree that there shouldn't just be a number 1. Sometimes there are keepers that are better for certain games. So when are you going to need to face more shots on goal and be a better shot stopper? When are you going to need to play out from the back a bit more? When you need to go long? he's part of the game, and I think we've been such sort of setting an old precedent of you have one keeper and that's it. Yeah, for me, I think I don't disagree with Arteta. Maybe he just didn't word it correctly.
Yeah, possibly. I think he was just learning his trade, and he's learned well so far. He's doing okay, and I trust in everything he does at the moment. Listen, let's go on to the game. We need to get in there to get the cheap beers.
One question, I guess, before we go. What's your prediction?
Mine was 4-0.
Yeah, I went 4-0 as well.
We'll go 4-0. That's the first.
I might go for
something.
Yeah, I don't agree with you. Like, I might go 5. I might go 5.
Listen, you can disagree with us Monday night, 7 o'clock, guns and yellow ribbons. Up the Arsenal, fuck the Spurs.